Welcome back to My Osprey TV. I am, as always, Marie Gilmore, the editor and publisher of the Osprey Observer, and we have a very special guest today. It is my friend, Dave Charest. He represents Constant Contact, and he actually invited us to be on his national podcast, Be a Marketer, and we got to talk a little bit about the newspaper. And welcome, Dave. Thank you so much for being our guest today.
Yeah, Marie, thank you. Always a pleasure to be with you and see you. So glad we could catch up again. And thanks so much for the opportunity to be here with you today.
We are thrilled to have you because we have actually been a customer of Constant Contact for more than 15 years. And actually,
Ooh.
we met at a conference in Orlando. The Constant Contact team emailed us, invited us to swing by the booth and grab a little gift, and we did. And then we came in to hear your talk about how to use Constant Contact and all of the skills. And it was great to meet you. And then finding out you had a podcast, I said, well, wait a minute, we have a podcast. We wanted to invite you on. So tell us a little bit about the Be a Marketer podcast.
Sure. Be a Marketer podcast. So we host that for Constant Contact. And really, the idea behind that show is it's for our Constant Contact users and other small business owners to really find out what it really takes to market their business, even if marketing's not their thing. And so we talk to businesses that have been around for a while, doing their thing, and we find out, how they approach their marketing, what they do, and how they use Constant Contact tools to really help them be successful and achieve those goals that they set for their businesses. And so it's a really interesting. I love it. I love having these conversations with folks to hear how they got started, how they started their businesses, and what challenges that they've had, and really how they've been able to maintain the success or reach success in the many years that they've been in business. And so it's a lot of fun for us to just hear those stories and share those stories. I think we often hear the big stories, right? So we always hear like about the Metas and the tech companies and all of these things. And for me, it's an honor to be able to share and bring to the market just these smaller stories of the small businesses that we are so passionate about and we want to help support and give them a voice and to your point, a national national platform to be able to share their stories and have others hear about them. So it's quite an honor to share those stories.
And Dave, what is your official role at Constant Contact, and what's your background that brought you to this point?
Yeah, absolutely. So my official role these days is the director of small business success. And obviously the host of the podcast. But what I do primarily these days is I travel the country, other parts of the world as well, talking to small businesses and sharing education and what I guess you could deem thought leadership, right, in many ways on how to really just helping them making sense of the online marketing. What are the things that you need to do? What do you need to be thinking about? And simplifying that based on things that we've heard from our customers time and time again through these conversations on the Be a Marketer podcast, for example. And just share some things because it's overwhelming, right? There's so much changing, so much being thrown at you every day. You feel like if you're not on this platform or you're not doing this thing, you're kind of missing out on something. And the reality is what we've seen time and time again is it's consistency. It's staying in contact with the people that are important to your business, whatever that means, right? It could be the direct customer. It could be a partner, right? It could be the suppliers that you use. But building those relationships at the end of the day is what's most important. And at the end of the day, just keeping your business top of mind with those people is really what we're trying to do. And so I spend my time helping small businesses make sense of that and how they can start to apply that and get started. I think like I said, it can get overwhelming. And so what's something small that you can do to get started? And then my hope will be from there, you start adding to that and doing more, right? And so my journey actually to getting to this place, I mean, I've been with Constant Contact for 13 plus years now. Before joining Constant Contact, I have a theater background. Around the 2006, 2005, 2006 timeframe, I was working at a job. I was living in New York City, working at a job, and it just wasn't for me. I mean, I was doing like insurance billing, stuff that I wasn't really interested in. But I had started getting really excited about all of the stuff that was going on with online marketing and social media and all that stuff. And I just really started to teach myself how to do this stuff. And so I had the opportunity to quit that job I was working at and stay at home with my two young girls at the time. My wife and I have twins, and she was working full time. And so I started this little side marketing business, right? And learning that, had a few clients, realized, okay, I'm good at this marketing bit, but as many business owners start to find out, not so good at the running the business part, right? And so I was like, oh man, this is not good for my personality and all of that type of thing. And so I have nothing but the utmost respect for the people that make it work, right? Because I know how hard that is. But in doing so, I mean, I had to teach myself marketing. I was building my own website. I was, doing a blog on the regular. I was doing all of these things. And so I was able to take that knowledge, and an opportunity opened up at Constant Contact for a content role. And it was like, I often joke, it was like the job description was like, "Dear Dave, do you do these things?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, I do
I
those
did.
things."
I
Right. And so
agree.
yeah, and so luckily I had somebody that I actually went to college with that was already working there, and I reached out and was like, "Hey, are you do you know who's hiring for this role?" And I had a 15-minute conversation with the hiring manager, and my wife and I, like I said, we were living in New York at the time, and Constant Contact is based in Massachusetts where I live now. I got off the phone and I was like, "I don't see a world where I don't get this job." Because it was just, we hit it off really well, and I was able to share
Handpicked
all the
for
things
me.
that I've
Yeah.
been doing, right? And so, yeah, within 2 weeks, I had my girls registered for school in Massachusetts, and I had to make the move. My wife was actually still teaching; she teaches at the college level, so she had a semester to finish, and so we moved without her, unfortunately. So we had her; we were missing her for about 3 to 6 months there, and then. Yeah, the rest has been, like I said, 13 plus years later. I've kind of moved up. I was managing the content team, and then started speaking more and doing more things in that area, and here we are today. So it's
Well,
been quite a journey.
you are a great representative of the company because you show a passion. Plus, you've come from that hard work of creating a business. So you
Yeah,
understand what a lot of us are going through. For somebody who's not familiar with Constant Contact, this is going to be kind of a double-edged question.
sure.
For somebody not familiar, how do you describe Constant Contact? And is there a business that's too small to get started with Constant Contact?
Ooh, that's a great question. So I'll start with the first part. So Constant Contact is a digital marketing platform that really what we do is we help our customers create content, share their message, and manage their contacts and leads, right? The core of what our platform is email marketing. That's what most people know us for, but we also have tools across social media, SMS marketing, event management, those types of things. So all of those things that you would need to, again, stay in touch and keep your business top of mind. And that's what we do. And we do it in a way that our tools are designed specifically for small business owners. And I think that's a little bit different than what you typically see. Oftentimes you'll see these tools that do all these things, but then you need a team to help you figure out how to use the tools, right? And so ours are designed specifically for small business owners. And I often say our primary customer is people that are business owners first, marketers by necessity. And so they don't have the marketing degree. And so we want to, we envision a world as we get more and more advanced. And I think AI helps here. And we've got components of that within Constant Contact as well. But we envision a world where we get to this place where you kind of get in, set things up, and then we're taking care of all the marketing for you, right? So you don't actually have to think about it as much, so you can get back to those things you'd rather be doing with your business, or those other things that you have to do because, of course, there are many hats that you have to wear. And so that's Constant Contact, right? So that's what we do. And is there a business too small? So I look at it like this: when you think of, when I started in marketing, it was called content marketing, and not that that doesn't exist anymore. It still does, but I would argue that all marketing is content marketing in the world that we're in now. And what that means is it's about sharing information on a regular basis consistently to an audience or trying to grow an audience of people who respond to that content, right? And then eventually deepening those relationships with those people and moving them down the path to doing business with you. And I think whether you're a one-person team or you're a big company like Constant Contact who has 1,200 or so people, right, working for it, that is marketing. And so it works at every stage. Of course, the amount of time and investment and things like that you can put into it change, but I think building an audience that you have and then deepening those connections. And I'll say this, right? We often default to social media, which I think is fine because it's a tool that you have to start with, right? It's free. I'm using air quotes there, right? Because you don't have to necessarily pay. But you have to remember that, when you share something on social, it gives you the opportunity to reach new people, but it's all algorithm driven and you don't own that connection. And so that means if the site goes down or somehow they decide you violated a term or they change an algorithm, that's all going to impact how you can contact your customers. And so what's important is to have that direct connection, to own that relationship. And so that's where a tool like email or text marketing comes in, because those are people that raise their hand to say, yes, I want you to contact me about your business. And then you get to decide when you're going to contact them, or how you're going to think about what that looks like over time. And based on different things that they do, what are the types of messages that you're going to send to them, all in service of building those relationships, keeping your business top of mind, and then moving them down a path so they'll do business with you again. If they haven't already, they'll become a first customer. Or if somebody says to them, "Hey, do you know anybody that does such and such?" They're going to think of your business first, and that's really what it's all about.
Absolutely. And Dave, we could talk all day. Your passion shines through for what you're able to do for businesses. For our business, and I even have my little Constant Contact water bottle sticker that I got that leads right to our link. But when we started at the Osprey Observer with our Constant Contact was when our email list became so big it was getting kicked out by the server. I think at the time, we had the mail vendor that only allowed 100 addresses at a time. Otherwise, you were marked as spam and everything else. This gives us the opportunity to have a constant list of people who opted in that do want our information, that do want to know about our promotions, our contests, and things like that. And then they can stay up to date on our communication. So thank you so much for being with us today, Dave. We will put a link to the Be a Marketer podcast. We'll put a link also to Constant Contact. I do think in today's world of ever-changing social media and the presences that we need as a small business to keep the word out there, you're right. The social media algorithms are not such to drive our information to the audience without some sort of upgrade or promotion or paid, lead. But for Constant Contact, these are people who already know our business, and we can collect those emails from our customers, and it's another way to communicate them about promotions, seasonal menus, all sorts of things. I think it's a very strong method of communication for both our clients, our vendors, and our customers. So thank you for being with us today, Dave. We'll direct people. I'll still be listening. I've really enjoyed. There's been some excellent interviews with Savannah Bananas, a couple of great college kids who are now NASCAR drivers and starting a NASCAR business, real estate. I've really enjoyed the variety of businesses that I can hear from and kind of get inspiration from on the Be a Marketer podcast. So thank you, Dave, for being with us. And we appreciate you being on My Osprey TV.
Thanks, Marie. We appreciate you being a Constant Contact customer. Thank you.